Dude, when you hang out with certain guys for a long period of time, weird questions pop up out of the blue.
Okay.
So I got asked recently, yo, bro, do you remember your first boner? And I was like, all right, we're at that stage in the friendship. And I honestly didn't. And I had to do some thinking. I was like, oh, damn, I actually do. And what happened was I was watching Sex in the City with my mom and sister.
Right.
And
how old were you, first off?
14, 15.
Definitely did not meet the mature audience guidelines that they said at the start of the episode.
Right.
Okay.
But my mom had enough of SpongeBob, so it was time for Silicon or whatever. So me and my sister were watching this.
My first boner actually came from watching SpongeBob, but that's a whole other story.
Sandy cheeks.
Sandy cheeks in her house. Sandy cheeks in her house. Get her out of that spacesuit. Come on. Sorry, you were saying Sex in the City.
We're gonna unpack that later. There's a lot. There's a lot going on there. But yeah, we're watching Sex and the City, me, my mom, my sister, and there was a hot and heavy scene going down.
Right.
And I got a boner. And I was like, what is going on? Like this, like I actually thought I had a serious medical issue.
Yeah.
And then after the episode was over, my mom went off to go get more wine or something.
Yeah.
And then I'm sitting there with my sister and I'm like, hey, Maris, I have this friend of mine and his penis got really hard. What does that mean? And she's like, I think that means he's gay.
So another serious medical condition.
And I was like, oh, so like, what does that mean? And she's like, I don't really know, but like, I think it just means like daddy will make fun of you or something. And I was like, what? And then I just thought I was gay for the longest time.
Yeah. I remember being equally as shocked by my first boner, but I remember it because I was taking a piss and I'm missing everywhere, just left, right, and center, just all over. Till enough, I was like, okay, this is just not how this is supposed to go. I was like, Dad! He comes in and I was like, yo, what's this all about? And he's like, oh, come on, man. I'm just naked in the bathroom. There's just pee everywhere. And he's like, just sit down, man. Just sit down.
He didn't tell you to do the recliner?
What?
Like, so this chair is the toilet seat.
Mm-hmm.
You got a stiffy.
Mm-hmm.
You go like that. You got a good string going.
I sometimes do the Superman. do the Superman. So this again, toilet seat. I just do like a good just lay.
Just
like
lie
this.
across.
This just goes down into the toilet here. Sometimes I put my arms out if I want the extra workout, but
that just seems a lot of work.
no, not really. Like it's a lot easier to like. This is a difficult one. Like normally the toilet, you just like kind of like place and lay.
Yeah.
Mm. Do you ever just turn it around and eat something off the back of the toilet while you're using it?
No.
It's like the blocks.
You've
kinda
never done
No,
that.
I never have.
Shut the fuck up.
I've looked at it though.
That's what it's for. It looks like a table,
It's
right?
a table. Down backwards. You just like you can lay your head down while you do it, like you're sleeping on an airplane.
Dude, that's crazy. Actually, before we get into the pod, we flew together one time. I don't remember why. I think we just happened to be on the same flight.
What?
But we flew together once, and I remember we were like not sitting beside each other, and I went to like peep out the aisle. Maybe this was a dream, but like I peep out in front of the aisle, and you're just like laying down on the tray like that. And I've never seen someone sleep like that. I hit that move every time now I'm on a plane. Genius.
That we've never flown. Maybe train. We've taken the train together. But yeah, that's my move. Crash on the.
Was that a dream?
Yeah, that's my move.
Dude, I had a dream.
That's my move. Like I fall asleep, like when I'm on a plane, I sleep on the tray table. Like it's like sleeping in class.
Dude, I had a crazy dream about you last night. It was wild.
Okay. We haven't even unpacked the first dream. How did you know his move?
I don't know how I knew your move.
Did you astral project?
Where did we fly together?
To Toronto.
Why did we fly to Toronto?
I don't know.
I think that's a dream, bro. We've taken the train.
Because remember we were going to interview Jordan Solomon?
I came from Nova Scotia to Burlington and met you there.
I don't know, bro. Maybe, I don't know. We're just synced up like that.
We've taken like the O train together. Remember? I called you. I was like, what's up? You're like, I'm on the train. I was like, no way. And we were just like 4 cars back.
No, I don't know.
Maybe it was that other John.
John from back home.
But I had a dream last night,
Okay.
and I went to the grocery store, and I saw you get in a needle injection. And I was like, what are you doing? You're like, nothing, bro. Relax. Fuck.
I don't sound like that.
And I was like,
That's not what I sound like.
and I was like, oh, all right. And then I forgot something. So the next day I went back to the grocery store and I walk in and you're getting another injection. And I'm
At
like,
the
dude, you're
grocery
getting,
store?
yeah. And I was like, dude, you're getting 2?
Right.
And you're like, dude, like, I'm low on hydrogen is what you said. I need more hydrogen.
For my legs, I hope.
And I was like, all right. And then I forgot something again. So I had to go back the next day to the grocery store.
man. Make a list.
And you're there again getting another needle. And I was
Right.
like, dude, like, what's wrong? And you're like, bro, are you following me? Like, what's going on? Like, I'm nothing, bro. Get off my case. And I was like, I don't understand what that means. I don't know if it's like a COVID reference. Like, I have no idea what it means.
That's the end of the dream?
Yeah, that was like the bulk of the, yeah. Yeah, that's
And what do
I
you have to
remember.
say it for yourself?
Like, are you good, bro?
Yeah, I think so, dude.
I don't know. It was weird. I think you're like hooked on drugs or something.
At
Like,
the
it wasn't
Grocery
even-
store drugs.
Yeah, it
on
wasn't even a
hydrogen.
doctor. It was just the guy that hangs out in front of Loblaws giving you needles.
Nice. I probably just Dream John knows how to party, I guess, bro.
It's low on hydrogen, man.
Fuck, dude.
That ended
You
me,
never
bro.
tried
you said,
the
you said you're low on hydrogen.
Yeah, probably for my
I was
metal,
like,
probably for my metal legs, dude. Like, and it's your dream. I mean, it's not real life. I got metal legs in your dream. I don't care.
interesting.
Like,
Well-
follow, subscribe, guys.
Yeah,
There's we got a gang of this. Like, there's a whole bunch more of that coming right up here.
Like, follow, subscribe. If you're on YouTube, hit that noti bell. If you're on Spotify, hit that noti bell.
Yeah,
If you're on Apple,
hit that plus sign plus, and then it says subscribe right after.
yeah,
it.
it's something like that.
Yeah, hit that.
Also, shout out to Red Bull, man. This episode of Down the Wire is fueled by Red Bull.
My new move: the 2-sip Red Bull. You chug the first half, or as much as you can, as quick as you can. Get a little amped up, and then when you're like, "Okay, I need a little tasty sip here," you just finish the rest of it.
You guys want a bowl?
Yeah, can I grab an OG, please?
Or an OG? How many Red Bulls you've had today?
None.
All right. Valen?
Yeah, I'll have a sugar-free.
Sugar-free.
You think you're better than us?
Oh, he catches those
Only a
every
little bit.
time. One day that's going to explode everywhere.
The last thing that camera's gonna see is like the end of a
Yeah.
fucking like,
Red Bull
just
can.
coming right into it.
All right, we're going to kick things off here with a little some special interviews we got for you guys. So we're going to introduce a new segment. It's called Last Week Today Without John Oliver.
Dum 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 dum.
And what we're going to do is call back to stories that we did last week. For example, this week, we're going to take a little visit back to that story about the XFL Lemongate conspiracy theory that we talked about.
You guys heard about it. You guys loved it. You know, we saw the rain of lemons take the field at the DC Defenders game that just happened, what, last weekend? 2 weekends ago?
It's 2 weekends ago.
2 weekends ago. So we, you know, Racco, actually, I'll give credit to you, man. You did your digging. You want a pat on the back? Do you want one?
I want a pat on the
You
back.
want to be a good
telling
boy?
you, dude,
Good boy, pat on the back?
Dog, dude.
Anyways,
Dog.
Racco, did some digging. We got two guests so far.
We got 2 people that were at the Lemongate game.
Mm-hmm.
And we got them on the quick Zoom calls right from DC.
Yeah.
Got them on the show.
I don't think you keep doing that accent.
don't
Is that
think-
the DC
I don't
accent?
think so.
I don't. It's not.
Yeah.
It's
It
really
works,
not.
though.
But
DC. I know exactly where that's from.
what?
It's that fucking guy from New York. Take care, wash your hair. When he said instead
Oh
of
my
saying
God.
Diet Cokes, he calls them DC.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I got inception by that.
Yeah, that's
Dude,
who that is.
That hit my subconscious hard, bro.
That's where that comes from.
Interesting. Damn.
Anyways, one of these guys.
Crazy how little you know about yourself.
Yeah, good catch, bro.
One of these guys named Connor, he was in the standing room only section where the lemons were coming from.
That is known as like the beer snake section.
Yeah.
Like when the tradition started in 2020, that's where it originated from, was the standing room only section. He was in it. And
Yeah.
then we talked to another guy, Jonah. He had a clear bird's eye view of it. He had a tweet that went viral because he took a video of it. He saw everything. So he recounted the whole thing. He's also a die-hard football fan. This
Yeah.
guy knows everything about every league.
He watches CFL, like actually
Yeah.
watches CFL.
And
Has
he-
come to Canada to watch CFL football.
So he brought things way back to like the preseason when there was like town hall meetings about the DC Defenders and like talking about how people wanted the beer snake. I know. So we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it. So we have those 2 interviews coming up right now, and then we'll be back on the flip.
John, how's your day going, man?
Not too bad. Not too bad.
All right, man. We're gonna get right into it here. I want to kick it off. Like you're a football guy. Like you love football. Doesn't matter what league it is. You have season tickets for NFL, XFL. You told me you keep up with CFL, USFL. CFL is crazy because we're Canadian. I don't even know Canadians that keep up with CFL.
I didn't even know the USFL existed. So that's.
I mean, yeah, you're just a football guy. So I want you to give us a little background because you know your stuff about this whole beer snake tradition.
Yeah, so I mean, the beer snake tradition started back in 2020, pre-COVID, when the XFL was around the first time around. Sadly, I was not in attendance for that because I was actually living abroad, but I followed it even when I was in Europe. I was living in Greece, and I watched every single game that I could, at least that I was awake for. And that was like one of the first things that like made the XFL go viral back in 2020. And then obviously it comes around to 2022, 2023, this upcoming XFL season. DC Defenders started holding like town halls or whatever. And the first thing that fans asked the coach and the players, like, are we going to be allowed to bring back the beer snake? And whenever they were asked that, they immediately knew what the fans were talking about. Like head coach Reggie Barlow for the Defenders, he was like, yeah, bring back the beer snake. Like that's what we need. We need that momentum. We need you guys to be doing stuff like that because it's going to help us, win the games. So they were well aware of it. They were encouraging it. And then in the months leading up to, the Defenders home opener, they were actively just bringing it up and talking about it all the time. So definitely something that created buzz. And then obviously last week with the whole beer snake thing, it went viral again. So definitely a huge thing. Saturday on the broadcast against the Vegas Vipers, they actually brought up the beer snake again, and they were just talking about how it's going to be allowed back.
It changes the game for home field advantage completely. Like, I mean, you were at the game, the Seattle Sea Dragons game, when the whole Lemongate thing broke out, the whole situation unfolded. What was the atmosphere like? Did it feel like an unfair home field advantage?
Oh, yeah, that whole corner. I mean, I was reading online about it, too, even though I was there. People were talking about how it's like unfair for the opposing team to even enter that corner of the field because it was so loud. There was only like 12,000 people there, but you'd think there was like, 4 to 5 times that number because of how loud it was getting. Like people were rowdy. I mean, like I said, whenever they scored that pick six, there was just beer flying everywhere. There were lemons flying everywhere. There were beer cans flying everywhere. People were just going nuts. And I said this yesterday when I talked to you about like, if there was a roof on Audi Field, it would have blown off because that's how loud it got. That was what the atmosphere was like. I've been to several NFL games, not several, but a lot actually. And like I go to Commanders games. I'm a season ticket holder. It never even got that loud once, like this past season. Not at all.
All right, we have another very special guest. Connor, welcome to the show. You were actually in the standing section. You were in the thick of it. You were in the, what is it, degenerate section they call it. Can you walk us through what that atmosphere is like?
I don't think marketing calls it that. It's the standing only section, what have you. Chico stand for like the soccer fans that go there. But yeah, it was a fun atmosphere. First game, night game. People have been waiting a few years for this. So yeah, it's a kind of a standing only general admission section. So it brings out the rowdy fans.
Started off like, the normal beer snake thing. It was like the first quarter. People just started stacking cups peacefully, right? And then probably about 8:30 p.m. So 30. Yeah, as one does. 30 minutes into the game, I start seeing people like throw cups from the top of the section all the way down. So then everyone just starts chugging their beers and throwing their cups and throwing their cups and throwing their cups. Eventually, some of the cups started leaving the stands and hitting to like the field. Not like the actual field, but there's like an area between like this like weird like soccer advertising like, I don't know, neon board ring thingy and the actual stands. It kept landing down there. So security got mad about that because it kept leaving the stands. That's when they actually decided to start taking the beer snake. So they walked up there, they just took it down and then threw it away in a trash can. And that's when people started getting mad.
So were the people from the top throwing their beer cups down to add to the snake that was starting to
Yes.
form in the first couple rows of the section? Okay. And then
Yes.
some people were just overshooting it and landing it into like the sort of media buffer area.
And I don't think the security people that worked there were aware of what like was happening. Like I don't think they knew about the beer snake ahead of time because they just kind of worked there.
They're not even football
so-
fans. They're just trying to get paid. So being like so close because you're near the front, what was security's reaction?
I mean, honestly, it kind of sucked for them because I actually talked to, well, obviously, but I talked to one of them and she was like, I don't really care either way because I mean, she's just doing her job. But she said, I think she worded it, the owner of the field, like sent a message earlier that week to shut it down. So honestly, by the end of the game, I felt bad for them because they don't care one way or the other. They're just hired to be security and they were tasked with an impossible job to try to stop this rowdy section.
And then people just kept rebuilding the beer snake over and over again.
As one
So
does.
security started like weaponizing themselves and getting up into the stand and just pointing people out and like removing them or taking away the cups. So fans started playing like a game of like, like monkey in the middle where they take the cup and they pass it up and around the stands. And then security would be climbing up the aisles, like a bunch of them surrounding the cups, and then they go back down. Then they go back up. So then eventually, like, they'd capture the cup and they'd break it up. Like, they'd take the cups and they'd smack them. And then they'd go everywhere. And then they take what they could take away from them. And it kept happening all game until the third quarter,
hilarious.
which is when that pick six happened. Right before the pick six happened was like when the lemons started hitting the field, and people were just getting really annoyed about the beer snake being taken away. Like at one point, I don't even think I was watching the game anymore, and nor were the people around us. We were like, "Yeah, we're just watching this beer snake."
I don't know who the first brave soul was that chucked a lemon, but it landed in the end zone, which obviously caught everyone's attention. And I guess other people just followed suit. What was funny is it was sitting on the field for like 5-10 minutes. Security didn't care about that. Nobody picked them up or did anything. And then it was, like I was saying, at some point in the third quarter, the other team, as fate would have it, got backed up into that end zone. So then it was on TV. The commentators were talking about it, and then it kind of couldn't be denied. And I think at that point, a lemon hit a player, which probably isn't great, but that was when the ref stopped the game. And so that was definitely the turning point. And then they thought they had calmed everything down. And I guess the XFL gods, the drunk gods, were with us because they threw a pick six that very next play right back into that end zone. And that's when all hell broke loose and beer was flying and it was crazy.
You just see like one lemon, then two lemons, three lemons. And at first I'm like, what is that? Like I couldn't tell. And then obviously as more came on the field, I could see that people were throwing them. And they got these lemons from like these mixed drinks that were like lemonades with airplane bottles of like whiskey and vodka. So they started throwing the lemons because like the beer snakes just kept getting taken over and over again. And then security was like literally like arresting and removing people, but people still kept adding lemons to the pile. I think it was like a thing of like, well, they can't catch us all because I mean there were like 40 something lemons probably by the end of it. And eventually the lemons made it to the field when the players were there. The pick six happens, and then boom, the place just erupts.
So that's the peak of it all. All this is going down. The beer snake's getting confiscated, whatever, halftime hits. And now the lemons start getting thrown onto the field.
Mm-hmm.
And then the peak of it all is the pick six. And then after the pick six, what happened?
Because then at the pick six, more lemons hit the field after they ran it back. Then you see beer just exploding in the air. Like everybody that had a single cup of beer there or a can of beer just started shaking it up and just throwing into the air. It looked like fireworks of beer, and it went on for about a minute straight. It was probably the craziest thing I've seen live at a sports game. Then you see cans just flying down, lemons flying down, the cups were going everywhere. I was just like ecstatic because I could not believe what I was like seeing.
Sounds just magical.
Can you like what are you thinking?
That's a great word. It was magical.
Like what are you thinking? Like go back in your head right now. Pick six just happened. People are going nuts. Like what are you thinking?
Yeah, you're kind of like I was saying, you're throwing what you have, beer, flags, or what have you. People are standing up on the railing. Yeah, it was really, you're not thinking. It was only until after the game you realize just how degenerate you were for like 3 hours, just kind of screaming and yelling. But that was then. It was a party atmosphere after that. It was frustration and drinking before, and then it was everyone just yelling and having a good time. And then they ended up stopping the other team on like the 1 yard line to end the game right in front of us as well. And again, we could have lost it; it wouldn't have mattered. But that just kind of added to it.
Yeah, it wasn't until after you realized you were part of history.
Being live for that, for something that went viral like that, was just insane. Because, I mean, it did go viral. I mean, I posted a video just to my personal Twitter account. I only have like 1,700 followers, but it got 189,000 views. The main account for Barstool Sports reached out to me about my lemons video that I recorded, because I was recording the field talking about how there's lemons, there's beer cans, and of course there's a beer snake going on. Like, and I got a DM from them. I was like, okay, so this is definitely like taking off.
Did you throw a lemon, Connor?
No, I did not. I did not. I was
Yeah,
I was only
okay.
like a couple, like I was saying, I was only a couple rows up. And I remember someone even handed me a lemon and I just passed it back because I was like, that would be probably the dumbest reason to get kicked out of a stadium. So I let the real heroes in the back take care of that.
You're supporting.
Your
We were the
squadron.
distraction. We were waving flags and stuff. We were the distraction.
It's
So
like
no, there's
medieval
definitely some
tactics.
anonymous heroes out there.
It's like medieval tactics. You know, you rush from the front, then you have the archers in the back. I get it. You guys are
Now we need the
sophisticated.
50-yard line seats. They need to get in on it.
It was something that never was expected or pre-planned either. The lemons thing was like an audible fans had, because they came in with the mindset, yeah, we're gonna build this beer snake. It's gonna be cool, and like that's it. And they took it away, so we fought for our rights to, we defended the snake.
Did it feel
really
it defended the snake? I like that.
Yeah.
The DC defenders defend the right to make beer snakes. Did it feel like you were a part of something bigger?
Yeah, I definitely think so. And maybe in the sense that, like I said before, when the beer snake went viral in 2020, it was something that helped the league kind of grow in popularity. And again, being live for this event actually probably helped it out the same as well. Like, I'm sure more people are aware that the XFL exists, or is back at least, because of this whole thing that happened. And I know in my home market of DC, everybody's like excited to go to the game next week against the Battlehawks. So I think it's going to be something that helps grow the league and kind of brings eyes to it, brings fans to it, and creates an atmosphere where people want to party and they want to see this game as like a fun way of just like something to do on the weekend. So in that sense, it's probably bigger than just what it was. It's something that brings eyes to the game.
It could have ignited an actual tradition and a whole culture in DC. That's kind of what I want to get into, is like what's next? What does this mean for the future of the DC Defenders, the XFL? I mean, just like even short-term future, like the game coming up this weekend. It's the first home game since the Lemongate incident. What's the mood right now among Defender fans? Like, is the beer snake inevitable? I heard they might be banning some lemons. What do you think's going to happen?
So yeah, the beer snake is inevitable. They cannot stop it. They built a whole army last time, and people still managed to build one by the end of the game. So they can't really stop it, even if they wanted to. As for the lemons, I heard that they are banning them. I don't know how true it is or not, but I feel like it makes sense that they will. But fans are saying that they're going to bring not beer snakes, lemons to the game and sell them outside of it. And then like people are just going to strap it to their body underneath like some I guess their sweatshirts or whatever, because they're not going to pat everyone down, and lemons aren't going to be detected by the metal detector. So I think people do have a plan on bringing lemons.
It's foolproof, honestly. When you think about it, there's no holes in that plan.
I mean, so if they take away the beer snake, there will be lemons, regardless of if they sell them in the stadium or not.
I honestly wonder if some people have gotten a taste of lemon and revolution and aren't going to be satisfied. I feel like there's definitely going to be a group in there that it came for the sole purpose to chuck stuff on the field. Not sure if that's the best idea, but we're kind of just making it up as we go. So hopefully, I don't know, each week you'll hear about us.
I do think that there's enough people, even if it's just like a couple hundred or even a dozen people that bring lemons, that's more than enough to do what they did last time.
Do you think that the militia will bring more than just lemons, or do you think we're going to keep to just confined to lemons?
Well, sadly, I feel like the vendor there, that guy has not been asked to come back. So I honestly, if you see lemons next game, it's going to be that people actually went out and planned it and brought it, which is kind of even more hilarious to me.
It's all outside lemons. If you see any lemon next game, it's an outside lemon.
yeah, as far as what to expect, it's going to be, they shut the beer snake down, you get lemons. They shut lemons down. We don't know. That's the fun of it. We'll see.
Well, did you see that conspiracy that's popping up right now? Like today,
Oh,
it's
where
popping up.
they're blocking the stands or whatever to stop the beer snake.
Yeah, and like they're saying, like there's like the standing section where the whole thing mainly goes down, where all the degenerates go, is where they're kind of, it's marked as sold out on Ticketmaster right now. People are like, that's impossible. There's no way. And there's even talks of like, if they're gonna get rid of that section, we got to start the beer snake in another section. Like I've been seeing all this on Reddit.
Yeah, I've heard that conspiracy theory. I read it this morning on Reddit, and I don't know how true it is because I actually checked tickets about 20, 30 minutes ago for a buddy, and I saw that they were on sale for like $38 on section 136, which is where the beer snake happened. I mean, maybe they are doing that, but I honestly doubt that they would because it is like ticket revenue. If they are, that's kind of sad. But the thing is, there will be a beer snake regardless, as long as somebody in a random section puts it together.
You sent me this picture of The Rock.
There we go.
This Wake Up Call season 1 poster. He's holding 2 lemons out in his fists. You sent me this because I mentioned that I think there's a conspiracy going on. I think The Rock wants this. He wants to WWE it up, make it an entertainment giant. He's like, no. Take away the beer snake. Let him go to war. I want to see these lemons in action. How do you feel about any Rock conspiracy going on?
I'm not full tinfoil, but you were making me curious when you were talking about it, just because I found that interesting. I was trying to think of like signs or something to bring for next game, and like the very first image when you Google The Rock lemon is just this ridiculous promo that you were talking about. I don't even know how they landed on that. This was from a show like 10 years ago that nobody watched. So he might be up to something. I think he's a businessman first, actor, wrestler, entrepreneur. So maybe we're not giving him enough credit, and this is all his doing because everyone's talking about it now.
We were saying we want to see him, like reveal his like stocks in lemons. You know what I mean? Like we need open books right now just to kind of clear his name.
Yeah, or at least it's under the table because they're getting in all the advertising. I don't know how this one specific fruit, but it's been a decade now since that show, and who knows how much longer. I don't know if you watch wrestling. Someone might need to go back and check tape there. Who knows how long he's been making money off of them.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it makes sense, dude, because I think he knows the XFL. He's like, we're never going to be on the same level as the NFL. We're just years behind that. It'll take 70 years before it's even close. But we could come close, and we could be our own thing if we become like the WWE version of it. And I think he low-key wants this.
Yeah, I mean, that's the idea, which is I think why people were so bummed when they were first shutting it down. They have the beer snake like in their commercials. So it was interesting when we got there and they were shutting it down. But maybe, like you said, he's working on a different plane than us. He planned all of this.
Because that's what doesn't make sense to me is that the team, there's commercials about it. The team's for it. The coaches said before the season, so the last guy we talked to, he said in the town halls, like coaches wanted it. The team wants it. It's just for some reason, they wouldn't let it happen. It seems like a bit of a PR stunt to me. I don't know. I don't want to go full tinfoil like you said, but it's just a little weird.
Yeah, because it was either it's some guy in a suit is shutting it down, or like you were saying, and your route is much more fun and would make a lot more sense. So we'll see what comes of it next.
I want to know, like, do you think that there's potential for the lemon throwing to overpower the tradition of the beer snake, or will the lemon throwing just always be a protest to the beer snake?
I think the lemon throwing will just be a protest, and I don't think it should be something that's like encouraged like the beer snake, because at the very least, at least the beer snake stays within the stands or like around it, and it's something that's more like harmless, if that makes sense. But also it helps the league because the alcohol sales, whereas the lemons was more like you don't want to actively encourage people throwing stuff on the field because it is like a nightmare to like, I guess, clean up from a security sense. But I do think people are going to start wearing like lemon heads and stuff to the game.
Are you going to be at the next home game this weekend?
Yes, I will be, and I'm coming with my brother and a few buddies.
And some lemons?
Maybe some lemons. I'm not sure yet.
I'd bring 2, just to be safe. Like 2, like one in each back pocket.
Maybe I'll get one off from me. I didn't participate in any throwing of anything just because I don't want to get arrested or kicked out. Since I'm a season ticket holder, I want to actually go to the games.
Yeah, true.
But
I think
will
2
encourage
lemons
it,
though
you know?
you can claim as personal use, so you can get away with 2 lemons.
Yeah,
I mean, they can't stop me. I mean, it's
just
just not going to get detected.
give the lemons to like someone else, just so you know they went to good use. But
Yeah, when life gives you lemons, give them to someone else.
Are you going to the next game?
Yeah, I've got tickets. I think I don't want to say it's sold out. Either that or somebody bought tickets and is trying to make some money here and reselling them. Because luckily I just happened to buy 2 tickets at some point last week, and now I can't get them anymore. So I'm hoping to go.
So do you have any plans though next game? Like what are you expecting as a fan attending it?
I'm expecting to spend a lot of money on beer and just try to make contributions in any way I can. So obviously, I'm not in the beer snake section, but my expectations is just to go down, get some beer, pass my cup down, and hopefully add on to it.
Where does this rank for you for all time sporting moments that you've experienced?
Me and my buddy who were there were saying that was one of the most fun we've ever had. We went to a DC United game. It's the soccer team and stood in those stands as well last year and also had a ridiculous time. It started pouring rain. They won in overtime or whatever. So I don't know. It's something magical about those stands because the game itself wasn't that important, in the world of sports, but that was up there. That was top 5. That reminded me of college games, or going to a playoff game for one of your teams. So yeah, I was shocked, pleasantly surprised. It had no business being that much fun, but it was.
is the city sort of wearing this right now? Like, listen, if we don't go to the games and make these beer snakes, then what do we really have as a culture,
I mean, I think the city is embracing it because the only other football team we have in DC is the Washington Commanders, which actually ranked last in NFL attendance this past season, and they have Dan Snyder as an owner. So people obviously aren't really supportive of that team right now. And with the whole name change thing, some people are upset and alienated. So the Defenders is kind of like a new page or a fresh start for people who want to be fans of like a team in DC.
I wanted to ask you because you said you want to help contribute next game to the beer snake. Is there a certain standard that fans are held to at DC games?
Yeah.
Like, is it kind of like when you're at an NHL game and there's a hat trick and you're wearing a hat? It's like, shit, I gotta toss my hat now. Is it the same thing with the beer snake?
Yeah, like a 2-drink minimum, just so that you're supporting the troops.
With the beer snake. Yeah, I think it's the same thing with the beer snake. Like I'm sure other people did what I was doing last game, where they were passing their empty cup around or whatever. Because I mean, it's a joint fan base effort. I think that if you're comparing it to like the hat trick thing, I think it's like pretty close to that.
Do you think Defender fans are going to use this towards claiming themselves as the best fan base in all of the XFL?
I've seen other fan bases online saying that strictly because I guess we had the first strike. I honestly hope other crowds kind of start doing this too. But hopefully we can just keep setting the tone. It's pretty unorganized now, so we'll see if we can get our act together. But I think that's also kind of what's beautiful about it.
Can you make any bold predictions or release a statement on behalf of the DC Defenders fan base from the standing room only section?
We're definitely giving me way too much authority there. But no, I mean, the beauty of it is that it was just, a group effort. It was, the people, we're explicit in our demands. Give us back the beer snake or you'll get lemons.
We're looking forward to next game. Take more videos. Hopefully you go viral again. Hopefully you're just XFL DC Defender guy. That's what you get known for is just filming videos of beer snakes. And
I hope you get remembered for more, but yeah, that would be a good start.
I'd be happy if I was known as that guy. Like I could die a happy man if I was the, one of the videographers of the beer snakes going down at DC Defender games.
Yeah, definitely going to document this historic moment in human history. We're born too late to explore the world, too early to explore space, but we're born at the right time to see the DC Defenders beer snake. So honestly, I'm happy with that.
Shout out Jonah and Connor, absolute lads. I love those guys. Great insight into what happened during the game, but also even better insight into the ambiguity of what will happen at the next home game coming up in a few days.
What the future actually holds, like it's full of uncertainty as well. We had a lot of questions and they gave us very promising answers when it comes to what we're going to see unfold at DC Defenders games as the season plays on.
Oh, and they're going to be there.
Dude, how could you not, right? Like it's must watch entertainment.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what exactly happens. Let us know, guys, if you want us to follow up with them and we can keep this storyline going. That's what I'm interested in, though, is what's going to happen. That's the exciting part to me. Like, everyone knows about the whole lemon fiasco by now,
Right.
but what the hell is going to happen?
I like that one part where I think it was Connor when I was like, did you throw a lemon? He's like, someone handed me a lemon. And I just picture like a super dramatic scene, just chaos all around him. The stadium's almost coming to like burst into flames. He has this really hard decision to make. He just pockets it, puts it down. You know what I mean?
He was supporting, though. He was tossing them back because I get his standpoint. He's right in the bird's eye view of security.
Yeah.
Like if he throws one, he's banned for sure.
Dude, that's what I mean. Like no face, no case. So
I like
these
how
guys
many-
from way back, you know, the ones throwing the long 50-yard bombs.
Yeah, they were protecting them with the flags. He was saying. I like. What was I gonna say? Oh, I like how many times during that interview between the both of them they just doubled down on like the lemons are inevitable. The lemons will happen, or like the beer snake is inevitable.
We're gonna fight for that beer snake. Because that's us.
Defend the snake has to be the new motto for that team. Like, not fan motto, official motto has to be for the DC Defenders.
Defend the snake.
That's hilarious to me.
Hashtag defend the snake. Yeah, that'll be trending ahead of this game. Hashtag let it rain lemons.
I also wasn't kidding when I was like, we need you as a correspondent.
Yeah,
forward.
exactly. I would love to just have like first person footage of their entire experience there. GoPro'd up.
But yeah, shout out to those guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Like, follow, subscribe. We got more interviews coming up, including from stories. You know, maybe one of the stories we're about to hear in the back page news. We might interview someone from one of them. You never know. We're crazy, dude.
Come back next week to get the stories from next week's. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
You get the gist.
Right. We interview people that are in these weird news stories. That's the bottom fucking line.
All right, guys, let's get into the back page news.
Idaho bill would bring back execution by firing squad.
So firing squad is when they line up just a bunch of heavy hitters and they just unload a round on you. That's the best way I can explain.
Do they all get one shot or do they get like a full magazine? Like I understand that back in the day of rifles, you'd probably have 10 people just all take one shot, right?
John!
Yeah, exactly.
Well, like 10 bullets flying at the same person.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure. Because would you rather that or would you just one person there with like a 30-round clip? You know what I mean?
In the days
That's
of
some
the
Scarface, man. That's some Scarface
instead of
shit.
firing squad, it's just firing person. And it's just one guy who just sits there.
with a fucking Gatling gun.
Yeah.
Before we get into this, though, we're going to get into the details. I would like to say
We got to preface this.
that execution and the death penalty, it's fucked up. We're not for the death penalty. I don't want to speak for both of us, but I'm not for the death penalty. I don't know about you.
You know, I have mixed views. No, I'm kidding. Dream John is a lot different.
However, as long as the death penalty is around, there are probably better ways to go about it than others.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Probably better ways.
As long as the death penalty is a thing, I think firing squad would be the most nails way to go out on all parties' accounts.
All parties. So like you think that the person who like for everyone involved, so whether you be the person in the firing squad or the person on the receiving end of the firing squad.
Yeah, if I'm like, that's like some Al Pacino Scarface, like Tony Montana.
Right.
I'm getting just blown up with like I think, and like also on the other end of that, you're not just like pushing an injection needle button.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You kind of like, you know, you're unloading.
There's no thrill.
There's no adrenaline. You know what I mean? Like you don't feel
And you've
like
never even shot a gun.
doesn't feel like
you've
you're
never
killing
even
someone.
shot a gun.
I've
have
never
you?
shot a gun,
Yeah.
but I know there's definitely. I mean, it would be illegal by now if it wasn't the best feeling ever. You know?
How we have like doctor assisted suicide in Canada.
Right.
That's the opposite. Like, how do you get into like lethal injection, doctor?
Yeah,
you know how you can have like a conscientious objection to like killing people if you're a doctor, so they can't force you to. I want to meet the guy who volunteers to kill people in this.
The executioner.
The executioner, man.
You have to be a doctor.
Modern day execute. Not anymore. Not with the firing
anymore,
squad. You
yeah.
just got to be a decent shot.
I think they just recruit former cops that were suspended. Left off duty, some shit like that. But anyways,
the cops who
what
turn
a
their
fucking
body
country.
the cops who turn their body cams off for all the firing squad guys.
so the reason why they're bringing this back is because Idaho abolished the firing squad option in 2009, but they have had trouble finding chemicals for lethal injection. So they're bringing it back, and they're saying when it's hard to find the materials to do a lethal injection, they give you 5 days. Within that 5-day window, if it's hard to gather the necessary supplies to perform a lethal injection, they're going to fire squad you up.
Light you up.
Yeah.
Light you up, boy.
Yeah. So
I think it's crazier that it's easier to like just acquire bullets in this country than like death chemicals, you know?
Yeah, it's actually very difficult to do a lethal injection in the US because pharmaceutical companies who have to supply the drugs for it,
they don't want to do it.
Yeah, they don't want to do it because there's like a liability involved. There's like a lot of debate whether or not it's constitutional.
Why don't we just put the fentanyl that's ruining this country
That's
to
what I'm
good
saying,
use? Like, why don't we just go? These guys get a wicked
'cause I
high
feel-
right before they pass. You know, we pump them full of stuff that is just tearing our nation apart.
An OD is not a quick and painless.
There was actually a guy who like
And firing squad is.
Yeah.
Firing squad's 10 seconds of pain. 10 seconds of pain. Just 10 seconds of just getting lit up. You know what I mean? Like,
That's what I'm saying. It's like I still think
and if you're a criminal, dude, that's worthy of the death penalty, then you're gonna be like, I was gonna go out this way regardless. Okay, I was probably in like a cartel or some shit. And you're just like, yo, line me up and just be like, you won't fucking do it. Like, you'll talk shit to a Fed. The last person you're talking to is a Fed. You're like, yeah, you fucking piece of shit. I fucked your wife, you motherfucker. And you just get fucking lit up, dude, like that. That's what I'm picturing. I would want to go
You're
out that way.
picturing some Bonnie and Clyde ass death, bro. Like, they trick you into like, hey, man, you ready for your physical exam? And then they walk out to your yard and they just light you up
Just
out
a
there.
wall.
Like an old Yeller me,
Yeah,
dude.
exactly, dude. Like, you're thinking some, like, this is sounding very 1940s Germany style over on this side of the room here. Like, come on. We just dig a big ditch and we line them all up and then we all just, like, come on.
They're saying it's better than lethal injection, though, because there's a lot of lethal injections that just don't work.
No, I understand that. But, like, I mean, either way, we
shot
cut
through
it.
the heart will guaranteed work every time.
How many times do you think Bon Jovi's being quoted while talking about firing squads, dude? I bet you less than 5. Less than 5 for sure.
To your point about fentanyl, there was a guy, I think it was in Utah, and he like campaigned to have his lethal injection be done with fentanyl. And I think they like let him do it, maybe even. I don't know. There was a Vice story about it. But it is that like, it's a weird thing where if you can legally kill somebody with chemicals, but if you fuck up, then it's a violation of the Constitution.
Yeah, so like what do we think about, you know, if you live through you know, you get sentenced to death and you live through their attempt to like
You should go free.
yeah, do you think you should be able to go free if you live through their execution? Say
If you live through a firing squad execution,
yeah, you have the best story ever to tell.
you'd look fucked. You would like.
I'm saying
I don't think you'd want. I think you'd be like, no, like just chop my head off with an axe or something. Like you'd be like,
Yeah, bring me back even further. Even further.
Let's
in the
talk
past.
about the French Revolution here. Like, let's get the guillotine out here. But I'm just saying, is like, I don't think
like a lethal injection gone wrong. It's like, all right, I guess you're a free man now. You just have fucking random asshole pain every 5 seconds. Like, I don't know.
What?
You guys don't get that?
raps. You don't get that. You don't get raps.
Random asshole pain.
You don't get that? Just a pain that shoots
So
up your
I think
butt?
I
No?
think if
All
you're
right.
like if you live through a lethal injection, I think you're like the side effects will be a bit more severe than just some random pains in your beehole.
So let's
Dude,
just
speak
address
for
that
yourself.
right away.
It hurts, bro.
Lethal injection or the pains in your butthole, because you should get both of those things checked out. I think though, like if you live through a lethal injection or if you live through an execution, like it's not like they release you back to your family. Like they just like kind of the equivalent to like dropping a baby off on the doorstep of the fire hall. You know what I mean? Like just take you out into the center of the town. You kind of just have to fend for yourself. You know what I mean?
You think that's what happens?
I think it should happen.
Right,
I
yeah.
don't think it is what happens. But if I was in that position, you know what I
High
mean?
risk, high reward.
Or
Oh, this will be good. This will be good.
we just don't kill people.
No, that's, you know, it works for us here, but I mean, if they're gonna,
Yeah.
America's gonna America. So.
like that's what I'm saying.
And
It's
if you're
like,
gonna, yeah, it
let's
is a
ban
very,
TikTok, but you know what? Firing squad.
it's a very
it
very American thing to do. So if you're gonna do it, you may as well do it in the most American Western way possible.
Yeah.
And just light a motherfucker up,
Yeah.
you know?
Just draw and quarter them.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's just so brutal. I love that you can just like you commit a crime. There's the chance that you might just have to die because you did it.
Yeah, or even if you don't commit a crime.
Yeah,
Like
that's
they've
true.
killed people who were just fully innocent and they were like, well, we got all these drugs already though, so this shit's expensive.
Yeah, that's pretty fucked up. It's pretty fucked up. All right. Next headline we got reads.
Naked girl enters wrong hotel room. League of Legends gamer continues playing.
Interesting headline. Even more interesting story we got here. It's kind of a okay. So we have a couple that's in a hotel room, and the girlfriend is playing League of Legends,
Mhm.
and then they hear it's not even a knock on the door. I think it was just a barge through the door.
A disturbance.
Yeah.
She went and opened it. No.
Yes.
Yeah,
there was a knock
like
at the
this
door.
story is all over the place.
Yeah.
Anyways,
There was a knock at the door.
this naked woman runs through the door,
Yeah.
and then jumps on the bed, and the boyfriend is like trapped in this bed with her because she kind of like jumped on him in the bed, and now this guy's just underneath a naked woman that's not his girlfriend, and he's like, honey, kind of got a situation out here.
Got something going on.
Sounds like every lie ever told, like from like a guy who's cheating. He's just like, I swear to God, this naked girl just ran into our hotel room, jumped on top of me. I couldn't leave. I couldn't do anything.
She was holding me in the bed. I couldn't do anything.
And then
My hands were tied.
and then
Oh, she was holding you in the bed, or your
literally.
hands were tied? Like, which one was it?
And then he's like, honey, I need a little help over here. And she's just back to gaming League of Legends. She's like, yeah, I don't know, figure it out. I'm busy. With the full knowledge of a naked woman being strapped down on top of her boyfriend. I think as weird as that is, dude, that's a strong woman right there. That is ultimate trust, zero trust issues in that relationship. There is a naked woman on top of her boyfriend, and she's just like, yeah. And then just goes back to League of Legends.
Do
and
the move.
starts-
I taught you the move. You can get her. Just separate and
Yeah.
push. You separate and push.
Or is that just a heavy insult to this guy?
yeah.
Where she's just like,
Honey, there's a naked woman attacking me in the bed. Like, bet you won't get any anyways, you pussy. Like, just goes back to gaming. And you still won't smash, bitch. Maybe you can get it up for her then.
yeah, like that's just a shot to his confidence right there.
Yeah, so they in this story they said that this woman who barged into the room has a mental illness.
She fell asleep.
Doesn't specify which one or what really.
Yeah. I wonder if there was like a apology afterwards. You know what I mean? Like after the situation broke out, the naked woman went back to the couple and was like, hey guys, I'm sorry. It's just.
And then the girlfriend apologized to the boyfriend. Was like, hey, I'm sorry. And like it was like kind of like a
An
triangle
Georgie.
yeah, there it is.
Because how
Apology
different of
triangle.
a situation would it be if this headline was naked man storms into room, jumps on top of girlfriend on bed, straps her down, and then
Falls
the
asleep.
And then-
boyfriend's
and her
just
boyfriend-
like,
Yeah.
it's just
I'm
boys
busy
being
playing League."
boys. I'm busy playing League.
God. Yeah. That's a felony.
Yeah.
That's a felony. That's a ruin your career moment right there.
But this story is
Yeah,
just
this is
an
this is an
inconvenience.
oopsies.
Yeah, this is an oops. This is a yeah. She's
Yeah.
had a bit too much to drink. That guy read
Yeah.
your story though. He loses his job. He loses his family. Loses everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't understand how you would take the time to go open the door to a mysterious knock,
Mm.
take in the situation that you've just unleashed into your hotel room and be like, man, all right.
Well, I
Go
think
back.
it's a lot to go.
Top lane is open right now.
Yeah. Boss, I'm
It's a
getting
lot going
ganked.
through your. It's a lot going through your mind though, because you open the door and there's just a naked woman at your door, which happens never. So you're just like, oh wow, titties, and then you like they just run into the room and you're like, oh my god, like, and then titties when someone's running is even funnier to look at. So you're just like you're just staring at that. Let's be real,
Funnier. It's a weird word to use to describe it.
it's hilarious.
Okay.
Hilarious, and
Yeah,
then
you make mouth noises to go along with
Yeah.
it as you're.
yeah.
Bloom, bloom.
There it is. That's funny. That's funny.
And then it's just like, you know, it's kind of like if you're the boyfriend in this situation,
Mm.
I think it's just like gamers in general, actually, because gamers, this is a thing. I think Coleman can speak on this. You're a heavy gamer. But like when you're in a game, it takes a lot for you to tap out of that game or to like put it on pause or step away from the screen for a bit.
Can't pause it, Mom. It's live.
Exactly.
So with other people.
I feel like if you're having an argument with your gamer partner and you're trying to get them to do something, and it's like, oh my God, like what needs to happen for me to get your attention? Does a woman need to run into this door butt naked, jump on me and shove me down to the bed to get your attention? And it's like, not even that will do it.
Wow. That's crazy, man.
You saying she was a paid actress?
Yeah. No, that's not what I'm saying at all.
I'm saying this is the worst Uber Eats delivery of all time. That's what I'm fucking saying.
I do wonder if at that point the girl was like, all right, this is a man's job. Like,
I just, you know.
I feel like it would be the opposite, no? Like, I feel like if there's like, that's like a sisterhood thing.
I gotta
like, this
try
woman is clearly in trouble. Like, let me.
I gotta try me some of this League of Legends, though. Like, this has to be a pretty addicting game. Like,
It is.
Man. No offense, like,
It is.
yeah, it really is.
It is.
Just talking about it makes me want to bust out of here. And
Yeah, like what
go
needs to
rip
go down for you to peel your eyes off of that screen and deal with this? Like, what situation needs to be unfolding? Because clearly, naked girl running around your hotel room and jumping on your bed isn't good enough.
A lot of commotion too that I feel like revolves around that.
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
Maybe the cosplay parties just go hard and she was like business as usual. You know what I mean? Didn't realize it wasn't one of their friends. Just went back to the game like, all right, Susie, welcome.
but she's not
Grab
dressed
a
up in
beer.
costume. She's naked. So how does she know she's a cosplayer?
That could be a costume.
Well, they know what each other look like. They're not always hanging out in costume.
Maybe she's trying a new costume.
Oh, the naked girl was another cosplayer?
No, but I'm just saying maybe she thought that because the parties just get wild.
This isn't a party, though.
All right. You know what, man? Yes, and
I'm
I'm
just trying to figure this out, man, because it don't make much sense.
I agree with you on that front.
This doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah.
John, you got something? You chewing on something over there?
Dad.
I would not know to be a fly on the wall. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This guy in the bed there, just like getting
was
Dutch
said?
oven by this woman. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she wouldn't let him out of bed. She just holding him in with the blankets. Just I can only imagine ripping toots underneath him.
Yeah, it seems like the.
What else
mature
are you
thing to
holding
do.
someone under the blankets for?
You're not gonna.
If you're not gonna Dutch oven someone while holding their head under the covers, what are you really doing in life? Really though, answer me that. God.
All right. Next headline we got reads.
BBC News says presenters can relax the formal dress code as a sweaty and dirty look is more trustworthy.
So, the rationale behind this is that they find that journalists that are out of the studio and in the field and appear on camera when they go to them, we're going to go to John in the field and report on this, and they're all dirty and sweaty and stuff like that, they appear as more trustworthy.
Mm-hmm.
Which, dude, I honestly agree with. I think as ridiculous as this sounds,
Right.
seeing someone who's like pish posh, caked face with makeup, you know, just looks like they've never even, they don't know what's going on, bro.
Yeah.
Like they're not in the field. They don't know the crimes that are going down.
They're not
out
here.
in the cave with Buddy talking about this minor story. You know what I mean? Like,
It's like when your plumber comes and he speaks perfect English and like his clothes are clean. You know what I mean? Like you want to see an ass crack. You don't really want to be able to speak that well to him because you know your job's going to get done 10 times better.
if you don't hear one slightly homophobic remark, you're like, do you actually know what you're doing?
Exactly.
You know?
If your carpenter doesn't talk about how the old times were better because never mind. That's a conversation between me and my carpenter only. You know what I mean though? Like it's just you want to like trust the people providing you these services.
Because I think that's one of the reasons why I can't stand watching, you know, the mainstream news is because you're looking at someone who looks so posh and where you're just like, dude, you're just reading off a screen right now.
Yeah.
Like you don't know what's going down.
Right.
You're not like the guys that are actually out there in these environments getting down and dirty and sweaty at times. They're seeing shit, dude. Like I believe if a guy comes up on camera and he looks like, I don't know, Coleman, I'm like, I agree because he looks like he hasn't like cleaned himself in 5 days. I'm sorry.
God damn.
Quinn came in here looking nice today, too,
He does look
man.
good today. He does look good
His
today.
You got the white
his
sneaks.
sweater's new. Like, it's awesome.
You know how hard
back.
it is to have clean white forces in Ottawa
true.
in
That
fucking
is true.
Can you hold those up?
February?
That is true.
Mm.
See?
Those are fresh.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so Phelan, who hasn't cleaned himself in 5 days.
But
Boy, fuck
actually,
off.
I agree with it.
Mhm.
I agree with this, idea.
Do you think people take us seriously? Or, like, should we...
You're kind of onto something.
Like, should we get sweaty and dirty? Sorry, pause. Pause.
You're too posh.
Yeah, should we get down and dirty? Sorry, these are all coming off sexual. I'm sorry. Should we get some stank on it? I don't know. What am I? Say something, man. Come on. Say something.
Get all sticky. I don't know. This is tough, man.
Should we get naked and test? God damn it, John. God damn it.
No, I think you're onto something, dude.
Right. So I guess, should we report some stories and you guys out there can tell us whether or not, like, let's get active.
You don't think people can trust us as is?
I mean, I trust us. It's just like, if I stumbled across this, I might like raise some eyebrows to the credibility of these two fine gents sitting in these black chairs today.
Too clean.
Too clean, right?
Too clean.
And that's a good problem.
All right, let's get dirty.
Get dirty, eh? Do you want to get sweaty? I'll get dirty. Does that work? Okay. Do your pants back up. All you audio listeners, his shirt is off. Yeah, okay, cool. All right, get my bag of dirt out of here. Am I getting dirtier? Like,
Yeah, you're good, man. Ooh.
is that dirt? Do I look dirtier? Is this good?
Oh God, you're getting me.
Do I look dirty? I don't look like Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder,
No.
do I? I'm good?
No,
I'm
you're
Like,
good.
this isn't across the line
No.
yet? Yeah. Rub some dirt in it, kid. Yeah, there we go.
The Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost.
Let me get a little sweaty here. Let me just jump and jacket too. All right.
Let's read the news.
Yeah, these should sound.
You guys look very trustworthy.
You think so?
Do we?
Yep.
Awesome.
I'd believe
Hey,
you.
you kind of look like my carpenter, dude.
God.
Your eyebrows, dude. Okay.
Can't wait to see what this looks like.
All right. Now
we're-
that you guys can trust us, let's get into the news.
Yeah. Tell them some headlines that have to be true because we're sweaty and dirty boys.
All right. Study finds that men with small penises are less depressed.
Woman agrees to a second date after man admits to hosting a podcast on the first.
Child of divorced parents has original idea of pursuing comedy.
Nova Scotian learns it's not a personality trait. Imagine that.
My parents got divorced when I was 12, and it didn't affect me in the long run. Here's how.
My doctor smokes OG tarantula dicks. Find out what your doctor's favorite weed strain says about you.
0 counts of sexual harassment reported at frat party last weekend.
Scientists find no link between childhood trauma and lip filler injections.
George Santos reportedly out of scandals. No new lies detected in the past month. Sweet.
Those are, yeah,
I think that was honestly the most trusting we've ever sounded.
definitely.
Because just because you sound trusting doesn't mean what you're saying is truthful.
But those were all very true.
Yeah.
Of course.
Of course.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah,
There you go. We fixed the journalism industry.
exactly.
You're welcome, everyone.
Our hands
yeah.
look like this so that you guys can have real news stories to tell all your friends about.
Mhm.
I got this fucking dirty ass hand here.
It's a hardworking journalist
That's a
right there.
hardworking
Big J
journalist.
journalism.
I think
Mike
that's
Rao
actually-
of journalism,
I think
man.
that's actually the most I've ever believed anything we've ever said.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
Just
concerning.
because of the way
dude.
you looked.
Really?
Yeah. It's all about optics, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got like you look like you got like a good like looks like you came out of the woods, man. Like the dirt's kind of blending in there with your 5 o'clock shadow.
Mm.
Yeah. You look like you just had 2 egg sandwiches for lunch and you're ready for
two Tim Hortons farmer wraps and I'm ready to go to work on that toilet.
Yeah. Triples run through this boy's veins, buddy.
Triples. All right, let's close things out here. Soapbox. Guys, we're going to be at Carleton today, actually, day of this episode drops. So if you're here Thursday at Carleton, we're going to be doing some pop-up podcasts. Come check us out if you're on campus. Also, Soapbox, we kind of just make more of like, we're just talking about stuff we got like that we're going to do. But I looked up Soapbox, and it's also just like standing, like just unsolicited opinions being shouted out.
Oh, yeah, you can do that.
So
that's what I mean. You just got to stand up on your soapbox and say whatever you want. There's so little to do. People just would listen.
I have something I got to get off my chest.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
How do we feel about voice messages?
Oh,
dude,
I don't like them.
Dude, I have a love-hate relationship with them.
I just have a hate, I think.
Just hate? You don't like them? Not even a little bit?
No.
Not even like just to try it out, see how it makes you feel, and then never tell anyone about it?
No, dude. Couldn't be me, man. Couldn't be me.
I like them.
In theory, for me, it makes sense. Because I like phone calls because it's like we get to the point, we figure things out. It's much quicker to me. We can get more details out. But I also am the same guy where it's like, fuck, I'm not trying to talk to someone right now.
Yeah.
So it's kind of that perfect balance of like, yo, we can get out on audio what I want to get out. But the thing with voice messages, if I receive a voice message, I am less likely to reply to you than if you just sent me a text.
You send me a voice message, dude, I'll just respond in a text. I'm not playing this fucking game.
But like, I won't open your voice message till like, dude, I'm alone in my bedroom at night.
And then
because I don't know what you're gonna say to me. I don't want to be in public and someone's just listening to what you have to say to me. It could be fucked up. It could be like none of their business, and now I'm making it the whole room's.
Yeah,
you know.
Next thing you know, like I'm at a work event or something. I open your voice message, like, oh yeah, like I don't need that. You know what I mean? Like,
I gotta sneak off to the bathroom now just to listen to what you want to say to me. So I'm just reading it.
And I'm not sending you one. Like I hate the people that just like you see them just like kind of go to the corner of the room and they'll just be like. And you're like, dude, just text. You know? Text. It's not the time nor place. Yeah, call. Like I like when we call because we bang out like 4 different things in a call. We don't have to talk to one another for another couple hours. You know what I mean? It's not like a whole like 8 voice notes where we do.
But like sometimes like when you're like high and stuff, or you just like don't want to talk to people, you're like, man, I really don't want to talk. Like, yeah, I get a phone call and I'm like, the last thing I want to do is talk right now. And it's nothing against the person. It's just in general, I just don't want to speak.
Yeah.
So I get like the voice notes thing where you're still getting the same things down on audio.
Do you like send a voice note back like, hey man, I'm just a little too stoned to talk on the phone, but I'm just like a little too self-conscious to text you right now. So can we just meet in the middle at the voice note situation?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
And the worst is when you get a voice note that's like 5 minutes long, dude. That's an exaggeration.
Oh my
but like,
goodness.
Okay, you get a voice note that's like 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and at the end of it, they're just like, I don't know what I'm saying, man, but just let me know if you could do this yes or no question. And it's like, bro,
yeah,
what are you doing?
Also, I don't like that you're just
text.
like don't ask me 4 questions in your voice note because now I don't have a record of what questions you asked and how am I supposed to respond to them accordingly.
That's bad too because then your text looks like you're answering a questionnaire. Where you're just like,
A,
B.
Sorry, I get what you're saying, but I think there's a time and a place for voice messages.
100%. No,
but
that's what I'm saying.
At home
I
on your
appreciate
own
them.
and where it doesn't bother me in public.
Because I love voice notes when I'm the one sending them. Right. But I hate voice notes when I receive them.
Right.
So I'm
Right.
like, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a fine like middle ground. It depends on who I'm talking with when I'm sending voice messages.
Yeah, I
and
was gonna
stuff.
say, you
like
have to
my family's abroad right now, so like we'll send voice messages to each
Right.
other because I don't hear them speak at
Okay,
all.
way to make me
right?
look like an asshole.
Yeah, a little bit.
Fuck your family. I don't care about it, actually. Like, that's what I said. Do it at home when you're
That's what I'm
when
saying,
I don't have
though.
to think about your family.
There's a time and a place. It's like I'm not going to be sending voice
You
messages
should just
to my
FaceTime your
family.
family. Phelan. they probably miss you.
You can't.
Fucking asshole.
You can't, actually.
So I just want to hear my mom's voice, bitch. Like, just give her a call once in a while,
You can't
buddy.
in Dubai.
Oh.
Actually, yeah, FaceTime is blocked.
Yeah.
So now you're an asshole too.
Way to go.
Buy your mom a VPN for Mother's Day, like all good children in that position would do. Come on, man.
I feel like
I can keep going. I hate voice notes. I'll keep going.
I feel like if you have a voice note personality, though, I'll take a voice note from you. I have a friend who sends incredible voice notes.
What's
Like,
that even mean?
She's basically just doing like a stand-up special to me, like into her phone, and then I can just like listen to it and laugh, and then put it away, or I'll respond, do bits, yes and. I
Yeah.
feel like you can have a voice note personality. It's possible.
You don't appreciate your Nova Scotia friends sending you voice messages?
I don't talk to my Nova Scotia friends.
Yeah, but when they do.
You changed, bro.
What?
Didn't you just
changed.
have on the podcast a voice note from Gabe Bauer?
Yeah, I was unsolicited. I just was like, "Yo, can you talk?" I thought
That
he was
shit
going to
was
send in a text.
hilarious.
Yeah, but
So Gabe has
There's a
voice
time
note
and a place.
personality, is what I'm trying to
That's
say.
what I mean, sometimes it's funny, you know. You exchange voice notes back and forth.
You can
like,
replay them if they have like a really solid joke in there.
Yeah, like thing though is they disappear sometimes unless it's on Instagram. If it's a text voice note, unless you
Oh, really?
sometimes they disappear.
On
so-
Messenger,
yeah.
they don't.
Interesting.
Replay them.
Okay. Because that's why I don't like them on text. Because there's no, I can't go back to it. Whatever you said,
that's
I'm
fucked
gonna
up.
forget. You know
That's
what I mean? What
stupid.
it's about. And that's the thing too is like if you said something in like a minute 30 long voice note, and I'm like, oh, this person, what do they want again? And I got to go back and I got to listen to another 40 seconds.
No
to get
fast
to the
forward.
point. You know what I
there's
mean?
no fast forward.
Yeah.
But
That's
sometimes
tough.
they are funny because you could like instead of me like being like texting like, hey, yo, John, you want to burn up? I could just send you voice and like, what is your man? That's way better, dude. But
That's
at the
way
same
better.
time, it's like,
But then
Impression.
you
Yeah, I
run
would
the
appreciate
risk of
that.
me just being like, this guy sent me a voice note. I'm not hanging out with him for the next 3 days.
I can't do impressions over text though. The best I could do is like capital,
Yeah.
lowercase, capital, lowercase.
I was
but then
also-
you just go in your head. But if I'm trying to do like a
Yeah.
specific impression,
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I was thinking, like you could just FaceTime.
only
like,
setting
like
voice notes.
Snapchat, like
Yeah.
Snapchat videos. Like when you used to like get a Snapchat video and it'd be like 3 minutes of someone explaining a story. I'm just like, Snapchat's a whole other can of worms.
New company policy for the month of March. It's just voice notes.
yeah,
like
just
that.
only
Yeah.
voice
Yeah.
notes, but
Let's
only
do
to
it.
John. Only
Yeah.
if you're trying to talk
Yeah.
to John.
Sounds
And
good.
anyone on Instagram listeners, if you want to talk to John, just DM him a quick voice note.
Yeah.
That's it.
We love
That
our
is
voice
the
notes.
only form of
We're
communication.
gonna set up his inbox so that we'll screen out all text-based communication.
and we'll make them super annoying where it's like they actually have important information in them, but it's not until like the minute 45 mark of the voice note.
Oh, bro, productivity just like a rocket ship in the wrong direction, man.
Let's see how this happens. Let's see what turns.
We'll check back with you next week. I think we should all for this week, at
Yeah.
least as a trial run,
It's a
only
good
speak to
experiment.
John in voice notes.
You guys heard from John in the past couple days, or like?
We're supposed to do something. We're going to Creator League basketball later, and I'm going to text him to pick me up in a voice note. So we're not getting that content today. I'm just letting you know.
I'll just be mic'd up on my own. Like,
All right, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Like, follow, subscribe if you haven't yet. Appreciate that. And yeah, dude, we'll catch you guys next week. Thanks for tuning in.